What is up, guys? And today, what is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about Forza. Now, this video specifically is not going to touch on the Horizon series. I can make a different video about that later down the line. Today, we're talking about motorsport. As you guys should probably know right now, Horizon and motorsport are on a bi-yearly cycle. So 1 year we're going to get a motorsport game, 1 year we're going to get a Horizon game, and it's been that way for quite a long time. A few articles have emerged regarding about, Playground Games making some type of non-racing game coming up, but I don't think that's going to affect the Horizon series like at all, and it should certainly not affect how the motorsport series goes from here on out. Now, me and Forza, we've got a bit of a rocky history. I loved 3 and 4. And pretty much all the games before that. 5 was a bit interesting, and 6 got better. It definitely got better, but the consistent issues which have plagued the series, such as DLC, and more specifically on next gen, the very weird engine they use, I really just can't get used to it. Now, this is all in my opinion. I just want to make clear, this is all my opinion. You may disagree, you might love Forza, and that's okay. We're all different, we're all able to have different opinions, that's okay. This is just my opinion and what I'm expecting from, the upcoming Forza Motorsport game. And if I'm actually going to buy it at all, I think it all really hangs on the demo, but like I said, we'll mention that a bit later. So, Forza has its issues, like every other series, Forza has its issues. I don't want to dwell on them too much. I like to be positive. Not many people on the internet like to be positive. I like to, bring an uplifting mood and look positive onto things. And Forza 7, it's a bit of a weird one, really. If they did add some type of rally mode, that would be really cool. I think that's definitely going to be a seller for the game. If it has a rally mode and a snow mode, I think that would sell itself. And obviously with Horizon having Storm Island and whatever the other one was, Blizzard Mountain, it kind of makes sense because they've already got, the snow textures and stuff. And all they've really got to do is actually do the physics for them. I think that's one thing. If they did really well, I could definitely see myself actually playing if I were to get Forza. I think the whole idea of a snow dirt mode would go really well. And obviously with, the amount of games that are involved, like dirt terrain and gravel terrain that are coming out this year. You've got dirt for starters. You've got a game called Gravel, which was announced recently. It's an arcade, a rally game. And there's a lot of games that are coming out which are like rally, basically. So to have Forza, coming with rally, that would be really cool. I do feel like they need to do something a bit different, something a bit big. Rain was cool and all, but it wasn't dynamic, at least from my knowledge. I don't think it was dynamic, and didn't really do much. It wasn't a game selling feature like rally would be. Even Gran Turismo Sport, they've literally tailored everything to one thing. That is a system seller. Whether I agree with it or not, that's a different thing. But Forza needs that kind of game seller, which is going to give the game a USP, unique selling point. Now, in terms of cars and stuff, I find it very petty that people moan about Forza's car list, whether that's Horizon or Forza Motorsport 6. Forza has the best car list, period. It has a lot of pointless cars, and I would argue that it was better back in Forza 4. The Forza 4 car list felt fuller. It felt like there was more cars in there. Because there was more cars I personally wanted to use. When I go into Horizon 3 and I see all these old beaters, I'm like, yeah, I like old cars, but I'd much rather have 2 variants of a 69 Mustang than a Honda S800 or whatever it's called. That's just me. I would much rather have, 2 types of Mustang than a lot of the random cars which they add for no apparent reason, like that BMW Isetta thing. I get it, it's fun, it's a joke, but realistically, you're not really going to use it after you've messed around with it once. That's how I see it personally. I feel like if they went back to the kind of whole Forza 3, Forza 4 car list where things were more full, if they were to actually add normal cars into the game, so not like a Ford ST, but if they were just to add an EcoBoost Ford, that would be really cool, but it's something which they tend not to do nowadays. Also, the progression, I would like to see improved progression. I feel like ever since they made the leap onto next gen, it got a lot worse. You can really unlock anything whenever you want, really. I think Forza 3 and Forza 4 did it the best, and definitely, when they made the leap onto next gen, you could tell progression was very odd. I would like to take a while, to go from Class E to Class R1 or whatever it is. I like the concept of actually building and earning stuff. We've already seen, with the amount of updates they've had for Forza 6, that they are really going for esports, so having some type of drifting, esport could be pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's already a thing. To be quite frank, I don't really follow Forza Esports, but that's something to consider if it's not already there. As I mentioned earlier, for me personally, whether I'm going to buy Forza or not really hangs on the demo. Has there been enough tweaks to the engine to make it feel more like the past games, Forza 4 and Forza 3? Is there enough modes added to the game? Is there going to be a rally mode and a snow mode? I feel like if they did that really, really well, that would lead me into buying it. I did say, like a few months ago, I'm not going to buy Forza 7, period. But if they go to the effort of adding a good rally mode, and it has to be a good rally mode, if it's half-arsed, that's fine, I'm not going to buy it, I've got dirt. But if they add a good rally mode, and they somehow incorporate that into the career, maybe you can do a rally career, and then you can do a normal career, or maybe they split up the career into different disciplines. So you've got, your Formula E, you've got your touring car, you've got your drift, you've got your dirt, and maybe you try to go through each discipline. Mixing up the career mode as well would be very, very refreshing, because I think it's been the same since Forza 3. Obviously, Horizon 3 had wide bodies, so seeing the continuation of customization would be really cool, especially in the Motorsport series. I know for a fact they've got the Veilside body kits because they had them in the Fast and Furious pack, so I don't see any reason why they can't just literally rip that and just put it onto, a normal 350Z or, whatever, like a Bomb X R34. I don't see why there's no reason why they can literally rip that off and just put it on to a normal R34, because they have the means to do so. Is it one of my most anticipated games for this year? Nope, not by a long shot at all. I think I'm looking more forward to Gran Turismo Sport, definitely looking more forward to Need for Speed and Dirt, and Dirt 4. I'm definitely looking more forward to those games, but I've got I always do this to myself. I always have a little bit of hope for Forza. I don't know why. I feel like deep down my dark heart, I do have a soft spot for Forza. I want to see it get better. It's almost getting to the point where Need for Speed was a few years ago with Rivals and Most Wanted. You see, I can feel the community just going in that certain way. So of course I want to see them improve. I don't want to see a bad Forza game. But one thing's for sure, I'm not buying the Ultimate Edition, and they're really gonna have to persuade me to buy the next big game, because they really do have something to prove to me at this point. It's getting to the point where I don't play Horizon anymore, I don't play Motorsport anymore. If you rewind the clock back a few years ago, that's all I played. Horizon 1 and Forza 4, those were my two main games for a very long time. And now, well, it's a bit sad to see that I don't do that. I'm more upset with the Forza franchise than angry, to be honest. I don't like to be this annoying person on the internet, you're doing this wrong, because that doesn't get anything solved. Being constructive gets things solved. And for me, Forza, it's got to the point now where I'm a bit more sad and anxious than just angry and annoyed. It would be really cool if they added in, Tsukuba, Fujimi, tracks like Signwinder, but they're not going to do that. Having played through all of the games now, I played through every single Forza game from 1 to the current day. I can say that there was definitely, it seemed like they were a lot hungrier back when they made the other games. It seemed like they had something to prove. They had to knock Gran Turismo off their podium, so to say. And now they've got nothing to prove, because they are at the top. Well, at least for now. So that's my opinion. I am eagerly, I don't want to say I'm optimistic about it. I want to be. But everything that's happened so far with Forza since the jump to next gen leads me to be the opposite. It's really going to hang on the demo. If the demo shocks me and the demo is really wows me, then I'll get the game. If not, I'm probably going to miss out on this one. And it goes for the same for Horizon. Next year, the only real big thing, which can get me into Horizon is an absolutely shocking mode which they've added, or Japan. Those are the two real things. Otherwise, I probably won't miss out on a Horizon, but I'm definitely not going to go ahead and get the Ultimate Edition. That's just me. I don't feel like it's worth it to me anymore to get my hopes up for Forza. I like to get my hopes up because, I like to be optimistic, I like to be positive, and not many people on the internet like to be positive. But with Forza, like I said, I've kind of just given up at this point. I know what they're gonna do, I know what they're gonna say, and it's sad. It is sad that I have to be this way. I can't get excited for a Forza game because I know it's gonna be bad. Not bad, but it's gonna be lackluster compared to previous games, so to say. I don't want to be this way, but that's just kind of how things are. And like I said, I'm not angry. I'm a bit upset in Turn 10 Microsoft and Playground Games games for the series as a whole. So on that somber note, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you've got any opinions, please leave them in the comments down below. This is kind of a discussion video. I've been doing more and more of these recently, and actually really do enjoy doing these and hearing from you guys. So what do you guys think of the current state of Forza Motorsport? Please leave it in the comments down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.